Welcome to Building a Better Machine, where we upgrade our skills one command at a time. My name's Desmond, and welcome back to the fight. Level 31 of Over the Wire's Bandit Wargame Challenge. Looks like we're going to get into it again in this round, playing around with Git. So we're going to start the same way we did the previous 3 rounds. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Like, subscribe, any of that stuff. I like comments more. I actually want to interact. If you see that I'm doing something wrong, teach me. I want to learn. Good news, I'm not sure if you guys knew or were aware that I started doing these challenges because I've been sitting at home idle, unemployed for a while, and I can share today that that's no longer the case. Amazon extended me an offer and I accepted it. So I'm going back to work, but not in the capacity that I have been working on. My background historically has been in infrastructure. I've been playing around with servers since I can remember. My first job, I sat in a data center. I'm pretty sure I ruined my hearing from sitting in there, but we didn't know what we know now. We didn't know then what we know now is that low level ambient noise isn't so ambient and is not so harmless. So, but I say that to say that I'm going to work in the data center again, at home with my servers and networking and patching and installations and all that stuff. So, yay me, I got a job. What they don't know, what Amazon doesn't know, is that they have no idea how ambitious I am and the lengths I'm willing to go to learn things to become better. So, yeah. In the words of the Joker, Jack Nicholson's Joker, wait till they get a load of me. All right, enough of that chit chat. Let's get it going. So what I want to say, let's get it going. Let's have a conversation. I've always had an admiration for Amazon. Their almost ruthlessness towards efficiency has always been attractive to me. The leadership principles as well. All that stuff encompassing the ethos that is Amazon. It's always been like cool to me. And I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. I'm not afraid of learning. I also realize that I don't have all the answers. And I'm not afraid to make mistakes and figure things out. I had a conversation with my friend a little while ago. In the absence of a more elegant solution, I tend to brute force my way into things. Now, what do I mean by that? How am I brute forcing my way into things? Since I don't know what I don't know, I go hard into learning from the ground up as much as I can, absent of a more elegant solution. So, my solution to my previous problem is to throw myself into 100 days of everything. 100 days of cloud, 100 days of DevOps, 100 days of Linux, 100 days of Terraform. That was my way of addressing what I felt were holes in my skill set. You know what? I'm sitting here talking. I didn't put that in a directory. I just dropped that right here, didn't I? So, where did it go? I got distracted. There's the repo right there. I mean, it's not really hurting anything. We could just go into that repo, ls -ih. And there's the readme. So, I threw myself into learning hard what I can. not it might not be the most time efficient way, which drives me nuts, but I don't have a better solution right now. So it's learn hard, right? So I throw myself into these challenges. Let's see what this README file says. What is car? I don't know. What's car it? Cat meow. Just an empty file. See, now they're teasing us. So how do we... So the file is empty. How do we see... What do we do before we get log? Ah! Bend over. These guys are funny. Bend over. You guys. Let's see what that says. Git show. So it looks like the initial commit. It's a new file. Added README. They added just an empty file. So how am I going to see this? Anyway. So yeah, I'm back at working. Well, I haven't started working yet. Starting a few weeks. And full disclosure, I had to take a pay cut. But it's strategic because I want to work for the company. I think I could thrive in the company. I'm thinking. This is a video, so I should be thinking out loud. What am I thinking? How am I... How do I see the history? I did get show, get log, no one. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Get branch. So let's try to look at let's do get. Already on master. So let's get just an empty file. New change history. Let the get. See actual content changes. Alright, let's try that. Let's do git. That looks like what we did before. File renames, condensed view, line by line history. Let's take a look at that. That doesn't help us. Other tools, Visual Studio. View the file versioning. Using activity view to see changes to repository. Let's see, using the activity view to see changes. What do we have to do here, guys? Get from the bottom up. Let's repository, index, working tree, branch. Head is used by your repository. Currently checked out. Gotcha. Tag. Tag is also a name for commit, similar to branch, except it always names the same commit. It can have its own description text. What? A tag is also a name for a commit, similar to a branch, except that it always names the same commit. I'm not really sure what that means. Let's go to Gemini. Boost my day. Let's go explain it tag to fifth. Imagine you're writing huge. Oh, Jesus. Why it's got to be so long? Huge comics. Every time you finish drawing a few panels, you save your work. In the world of coding, these saves are called commits. Yes. After months of work, you finally finish your very first book. You have hundreds of saves, but you want to be able to find the exact moment you finish book one without scrolling through everything. This is where get tag comes in. Kinda. A tag is like a permanent sticky note that you slap onto one specific save. While you might have thousands of saves, you only used tags for the big deals. Commits are like your daily save progress. Tags are like golden stars you put on the best parts. Even though it's written like for a fifth grade, I'm still. So you tag saves. How do we use tags? We tag specific things. So if I was just doing one character, I would tag that character. But from what this thing said, it's like, except it always names the same commit. No. To mark milestones. When a programmer finishes a version of an app that is ready for people to use, this is finished masterpiece. To find things fast. If you later find a bug in book one, you don't have to guess which save was the final one. You just look at the tag labeled book one final. Okay. They don't move. Unlike branches, which are like different paths, a tag stays exactly where you put it. It's a frozen moment in time. If your life was a Git project, a commit would be a Tuesday's lunch, but a tag would be my 10th birthday. You want to remember the birthday forever, but you probably don't want a special label for. I'm not sure if it does, man. Alright, so how do we use Git tag? Annotated tags. These are two types of tags. Managing agreement tags. So list tags. Run git tag to see all the tags in alphabetical order. Secret. Okay. Git tag. Minus L. Search. Git show. Git show. Well, that looks like a password. Magical, magical. Love it. See. You guys don't need to be here for this. Hey, thanks for sticking around. This one was tricky. It's basically a guess. How would I know to do that if I wasn't just guessing? Get from the bottom up. Anyway, I'll do some research. I'm not trying to be an expert in Git, not yet anyway, but to have a reasonable understanding of how this thing works, I think will prove to be very helpful. So with that being said, I almost forgot to cover this. Thank you for stopping by. If you stopped by, I appreciate it. We got 2 more levels. I'm powering through this thing now. I'm going to jump right into the next one. And hopefully you join me, and I'll see you there. And with that, peace.